Good morning. Hindu newspaper analysis, November 2nd, 2022, Vijayawada edition. Crony capitalism proving disastrous to state. CPIM. Here, the word crony capitalism is important for us because crony capitalism explains there will be a close relation between business, corporates, and government. It was well popularized by a French economist, Thomas Piketty. He mentioned that in crony capitalism, wealth will tries to increase and it will also increase inequalities. You know very well that when inequalities are rising, Gini coefficient will widen. Gini coefficient is a method to measure the inequalities in the society. So crony capitalism, which in turn raises inequalities. So this concept has to be remembered for our conceptual clarity learning. Next, Jameel Poverty Action Lab roped into make welfare schemes more efficient. Recently, Andhra Pradesh government had an MOU with Abdul Latif Jameel Poverty Action Lab. You have to understand this NGO is very famous in conducting randomized impact evaluations, meaning they will take a group of people or group of areas, they will evaluate the schemes or the programs or policies implemented by the government, and they will give the reports how efficient the schemes are in reducing poverty, in reducing inequalities, or improving standard of life of the people. This is headquarters in USA, but very much popular in Tamil Nadu, Punjab and Odisha. And now Andhra Pradesh government brought this Poverty Action Lab, Jameel Poverty Action Lab, to conduct or to evaluate the schemes in its state. The major ambition of this project is to measure the success of the state in meeting United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Next, invasive tree spreading in Mudumalai Tiger Reserve. You have to understand that in 2015 prelims paper, there was a question about invasive species which was in news. So hardly anyone can understand that 10 to 15 invasive species can be found in that year. So the names are very important, particularly for the prelims point of view. So here Senna septabilis is the invasive species. The meaning of invasive species is a non-native species which will try to spread in the new area and it will try to harm the existed ecosystem or living species there. So now Senna septabilis is rising in Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, and we have to learn about tiger reserves in a specialized manner or a particular manner. For example, here we have Mudumalai Tiger Reserve, meaning what are the major features of this tiger reserve? It is part of Nilagiri Biosphere Reserve. Mudumalai Tiger Reserve meaning ancient forest, and it is located at tropical, subtropical, moist broadleaf area, and it comes under evergreen forest in the Western Ghats. The Moya River is one of the major river in this tiger reserve. The major special animals are leopards, Bengal tiger, jungle cat, sloth bear, and Asiatic elephants. So this is the most important information with respect to these articles. Lead article talks about the truth about the India story. Here, author is a famous economist and he explains what is the major challenge in India's economy. He highlights data and some analysis. I'm not focusing about data because the analysis are very interesting. He mentioned that according to International Labour Organization, unemployment is rising in India. Only few cooperatives or few corporates are getting the business and getting the profits, and most of the growth is slow. Continuously, we are getting reports that growth is sluggish or slow down. Now, what are the major reasons for it? Other highlighted that this is not because of only COVID. Even pre-COVID period also India witnessed slow growth. He highlights 2016 data where GDP started to decrease. He even stated that as GDP started to fall down because of one factor, that is demand factor. You know very well that India's GDP 60% depend on demand itself. So when demand declines, we can understand that the economy is not doing well, economy is not getting progress. As the reason of slow demand, we saw number of corporates. At the same time, many startups started to exit from the market. To ease the exit, based on the economic survey recommendations, we have insolvency and bankruptcy code in 2016 itself. Author went on to explain low investment in infrastructure, low investment in growth stimulating projects is one of the reasons for the slow growth in India. Further, he says investment rate is falling in India. Around 2007 it is 39%, but it is now 32%. But he doesn't know why exactly investment falls. But he said that investment falls because of few factors, maybe a tight monetary policy where you can find very high interest rates, maybe policy uneasiness because lack of policy, because World Bank in one of its reports said that India has policy uncertainty, meaning no continuity of policies. Then social and political factors. For example, some of the states may witness violent protest again and again or political instability. So these are the some factors where you can say investment rate can fall. And apart from that, he also mentioned that there is low trust on Indian society by the foreign market. Even Indian society investors doesn't have faith on the Indian market. So these are the factors, maybe reason for the low investment rate. And he said that we have to focus more about the small scale industries. He suggested that small scale industries are root of Indian economy. We need to focus. In addition, I would like to add 29% of our GDP comes from medium small scale industries. 50% of our total exports come from MSMEs, and they are giving employment to 11 crores people. So as the English saying said, small is beautiful. Government of India should focus on these small scale sectors more than today. Next article talks about weakest link in the air pollution fight. This article explains the major reason for the air pollution. We know very well that according to World Health Organization 2014 report, Delhi is the second worst polluted city. Of course, Lancet stated millions of children are dying in India because of air pollution. Air pollution in turns cause severe impact on economy because closing down of business, closing down of schools, and changing in the hours severely impacting the economy. However, author doesn't give impacts. Author explains you the reasons for the prevalent air pollution, why we are unable to tackle the air pollution. Author beautifully explains not only the causes of pollution, they focus mostly about the institutional framework failures. Very important in writing mains answers and also in interview also. So here they highlights that we have a institution, particularly about air pollution. There is institutional framework which is Central Pollution Control Board, which are established under Water Prevention Control of Pollution Act 1974, and they right now working under the Air Prevention Control of Pollution Act 1981. So the establishment is very well. And apart from CPCBs, we have state pollution control boards also. However, the establishment itself a thing to appreciate, but the execution is not. Because during the execution, we found several difficulties. Particularly, we found that most of the pollution control boards doesn't equipped with necessary arrangements. Other highlighted several parliamentary standing reports and recent Center for Policy Research report. As per the Center for Policy Research, the present pollution control boards doesn't have expertise. According to law, 2/3 of the members of these bodies should be from specified domains like scientists or medical practitioners. However, only 7% are right now existed in these pollution control bodies. Second thing is, author highlights that the board members are mostly from the local authorities, local industries, and some public sector enterprises. However, these are the bodies which are responsible for the majority of pollution. So there is a conflict of interest in executing the regulations. 3. Author also explains that the leadership of the bodies, or you can say the pollution control boards heads or the chairmans, they are not having stable tenure. For example, they are not even having a full-time tenure. Mostly, they are having less than 1 year. Interestingly, some states like Chhattisgarh, where the heads are only 18 days, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh are only 15 days. This will severely impact in the long-term plans and long-term visions of the body. Next, most of the pollution control boards having understaffed. 40% of vacancies right now existed in 9 states. And also 84% recorded in Jharkhand, 75% in Bihar also, which will impact the monetary standards, monitoring establishments, evaluation, and also awareness and assessment too. In addition, I would like to add, that is, apart from these issues, our pollution control boards lacking technology and training and funds also. And what is the need? Others suggested that capacity building, expertise, and recruitment is the most important and need of the hour. So these are the major things from the article. Next, there is an article talks about plea against poll Freebase should be listed before 3 judges bench soon. We already did a video on Freebase. A link will be in the description. Please watch it. Apart from that, the plea requested that there was a judgment in 2013, that is Subramaniam Balaji versus State of Tamil Nadu, which requested banning of freebies, which equalizes the section 123 of Representation of People Act. Section 123 of Representation of People's Act mentioned corrupted practices which influence the practices which influence the voters. However, in 2013, Supreme Court in Subramania Balaji case mentioned that freebase doesn't influence the voters. However, there is now a review petition. We will wait and watch for the judgment. One more article talking about Election Commission of India and its issues itself. That is, NRI votes. NRI votes is now a debate in Supreme Court, and government is also interested to allocate NRI vote, because in 2015 we have a case where in Supreme Court were requesting about NRI voting, and 2017 government even interested to join to initiate proxy voting. However, the bill initiated in 16th Lok Sabha was lapsed, and now they are going to discuss about NRI voting. So we'll wait and watch for the next things. But the alternative or postal ballot or even electronic voting is the things which they are discussing. We'll wait and watch for the next things. Next, the last article, yet SCO meet Jaishankar targets BRI. So you know very well that Shanghai Cooperation Organization established in 1996 with the name of Shanghai 5 with China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia and Tajikistan. 2001, Uzbekistan joined here and they became Shanghai Cooperation Organization headquarters Beijing. 2017, India and Pakistan joined in it, and 2022 this year in Samarkand conference, Iran also joined in the meeting. So in this meeting, Jaishankar highlights and targets BRI. So Belt and Road Initiative is a project of Xi Jinping government in China, which aims to bring the regional integration with Asia, Africa and Europe, which improves the trade. Interesting thing is we have to understand about SCO RACS, Regional Anti-Terrorism Structure, which aims to counter extremism, terrorism and separatism, which is one of the important institutions in RACS. That's all for today. Thank you so much and Jai Hind.